Welcome to Zone 6 Picks, your go-to source for daily sports betting predictions, expert insights, and free picks across the biggest games in the NBA, WNBA, NFL, MLB, NCAA, and more. We specialize in delivering accurate, research-backed betting content with no subscriptions, no hidden fees, just straightforward betting advice you can trust. Before we get started, a quick shout-out from my partner Zone 6.
What's up, family? Thanks for tapping in with Zone 6 Picks, where we drop game picks every single day. Straight free picks, no pay for play. If you like winning, this is the zone you need to be in, Zone 6. Just show the channel some love, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring that bell so you don't never miss a money play. Let's eat.
What's up, family, and welcome back to Zone 6. We got two matchups today, so let's get it. First up, the Seattle Storm and the Indiana Fever are set to square off in Indiana in a matchup that carries major implications for bettors looking at the spread. The Indiana Fever come into this game stumbling. They've dropped 2 straight contests and have won just 2 of their last 8 overall. From a betting perspective, their struggles are even clearer. They failed to cover in 5 consecutive games and have only managed 1 cover in their last 8. Playing in front of their home crowd hasn't provided much relief either, as they hold an ATS record of 5-13 in Indiana. These numbers reveal a team unable to meet expectations, especially when oddsmakers give them modest lines. Seattle, on the other hand, has built momentum at just the right time. The Storm are riding a 3-game winning streak, including a thrilling 84-82 victory over the Washington Mystics, capped by Nneka Ogwumike's game-winning shot, while their season-long ATS record sits slightly below 500 at 18-19. Their current form suggests a team that's beginning to peak. Confidence, execution, and late-game poise are trending in Seattle's favor, and those intangibles are critical this time of year. Injuries tell a big part of the story here. The Fever are without Caitlin Clark, and her absence drastically reduces their backcourt firepower and playmaking. Sophie Cunningham, Ari McDonald, and Sydney Carlson are also done for the season, while Odyssey Sims remains questionable. Losing this much depth, particularly among guards, has left Indiana shorthanded and heavily reliant on players stretching beyond their roles. Meanwhile, Seattle comes into this one fully healthy. On the floor, Indiana has flashed defensive firepower, ranking 4th in the league at 85.1 points per game. But their defense continues to be their Achilles heel. They rank 9th in points allowed, giving up nearly 83 per contest, and have been bleeding buckets lately, conceding 88 or more in 4 straight games. In contrast, the Storm have been more balanced. They're top 3 in defensive rating on the year, and in August, they've managed to push their scoring up to nearly 87 points per game, which is more than enough to take advantage of Indiana's defensive lapses. Head-to-head results earlier this season favored Indiana, as they won both meetings, including a 78-74 victory on August 3rd. However, those results came before the recent wave of injuries and before Seattle began this surge. Context matters, and with Indiana's roster depleted, those prior outcomes are less reliable indicators of what to expect this weekend. Looking at situational factors, both teams will be on equal rest. Having last played on the 24th, Indiana does hold home court advantage, but with one of the league's worst ATS home records, that edge is minimized. If anything, their inability to feed off their own crowd makes them a risky side to back here. Taking everything into account, Seattle's current winning streak, their offensive balance, their superior defense, and Indiana's major injury concerns, the Storm are positioned to extend their run and cover the spread. The Fever's lack of depth, particularly in the backcourt, is simply too much to overcome against a Storm team playing confident basketball. Projected score: Seattle Storm 86, Indiana Fever 81. This projection gives Seattle a 5-point victory, enough to cover spreads sitting at -3 or -3.5. Now let's slide to the west side, where the Phoenix Mercury and LA Sparks meet in LA on this beautiful Tuesday, in a game that offers a compelling betting opportunity. The Mercury step into this matchup with a 22-14 record, looking every bit like a playoff-caliber squad. They've won 3 of their last 4 and 6 of their last 10, showing consistency on both ends of the floor. Their ability to travel has been an important factor as well, as they hold a 10-8 road record, proving they can handle business away from home. Against the spread, Phoenix carries a 19-16 mark, which further highlights their reliability for bettors. The Sparks, meanwhile, are hovering just below 500 at 17-18. While they've managed 3 wins in their last 5 games, their inconsistency has been frustrating for backers. At home, their ATS record tells the story. just 5-10 against the number in LA more recently. They failed to cover in 4 of their last 5, showing they often underperform when odds makers set expectations. Even when their offense shines, the lack of defensive resistance has left them vulnerable. On the injury front, Phoenix appears relatively fully healthy while Kali Copper is listed day-to-day. It is more than likely she will play. LA hasn't reported major injury issues, but their problems stem less from personnel and more from defensive execution. Statistically, the contrast between these teams is striking. Phoenix thrives on its defense, ranking among the league's best by holding opponents to just under 80 points per game on the season, and tightening that number to 77.6 over their last 10. They limit opponents to sub-44% shooting and force teams into difficult looks. Offensively, they're balanced at just under 83 points per game, enough to complement their stingy defense. The Sparks, by comparison, are an offensive-minded team averaging 86.4 points per game and nearly 90 in their last 10 outings. They rank second in the league in field goal percentage, but their defensive woes are glaring, surrendering almost 89 points per contest overall and more than 91 over their last 10. That lack of resistance has been the Achilles heel, keeping them from climbing the standings. Head-to-head history heavily favors Phoenix. The Mercury have won 6 straight meetings with the Sparks and covered the spread in 5 of those 6. This season alone, Phoenix is 2-0 against LA, winning 85-80 in early June and 89-86 in late May. In 2 out of the 3 cases, they managed to cover a -4.5 line, proving they match up well with this Sparks roster and can finish games strong even on the road. When considering Phoenix's strong defensive metrics, their proven road form, and their clear dominance in recent meetings with LA, the edge lies with the Mercury to win and cover the spread. The Sparks will score points, but their inability to get stops consistently makes them a liability in this matchup. The balance of Phoenix's roster, paired with their defensive efficiency, gives them the tools to extend their winning streak over the Sparks. Projected score: Phoenix Mercury 86, Sparks 80. This projection gives the Mercury a 6-point win, comfortably covering spreads of -3.5 or -4.5, and once again reinforcing the value in backing Phoenix in this series. Alright, Zone 6, let's do what we do and run it back. In Indiana, the Fever come in banged up and struggling against the number, while Seattle is riding a 3-game win streak with the defensive edge. I'm taking the Seattle Storm to cover the -3.5 spread on the road. Out in LA, the Sparks continue to falter ATS at home, and Phoenix has owned this head-to-head matchup with 6 straight wins. I'm backing the Phoenix Mercury to cover the -4.5 spread on the road. That wraps up today's Zone 6 Picks breakdown. If you found this analysis helpful, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new video. Stay locked in with Zone 6 Picks for more daily breakdowns and betting insights. Now Zone 6 fam, you all ready to get to this bag? Well, I know I am. Let's feast.